Hello, my name is Kyle Sigelski. I'm applying for a lean consultant role with Lean Partners. I am doing my video on the fifth S of sustain. So I wanted to introduce myself first, as I have roughly 22 years experience in manufacturing, starting from a saw operator all the way working my way up through my career up to a VP of operations with Gens Ryan Inspiration Design Center. Currently a operations consultant with Terminator Diamond Products based out of California. Um, being having a vast career of working from shop floor to senior leadership has been a huge benefit for me. Basically, from working simple 5S line balancing projects with shop floor environment, you have the ability to speak very eloquently with the shop floor employees, all the way through speaking gross margin, P&L, looking at market analysis with the president and the senior leader team is also a very good added benefit to be able to communicate that across to the entire team. It's more of the hybrid shoe. So as we go down this, it's when discussing sustaining. Sustaining is not just something that's in the 5S system. Something within the fifth S or sustain can be used on any Kaizen event or any project that you do. It is by far the most difficult and by far the most exhausted a topic within Lean. One of the reasons why is because it's more of a cultural base. It's not a process. Line balancing has a process. Spaghetti diagrams have a process. Value stream mappings have a process. But sustaining is just a word. How do you sustain it? So what I've chosen to do through my career is I've chosen to use that and turn it into a process. So I basically have 5 things that I do to help and train sustain. So as I train you today, basically what I'm going to be doing is explaining those 5 steps. So with the first step is a picture is worth 1,000 words. So pre and post pictures in any project or any Kaizen event is very valuable to be able to express what has happened to that environment, whether it be office, whether it be a shop floor environment, but it's some physical change that has changed. So a picture is worth 1,000 words. Take images from set periods or points that are annotated so you can return to that exact point or period and look at that environment, whether it be office, a desk, operational CNC, a machine, a maintenance area. It doesn't matter. You can actually take that image and hold that image, and you can be able to compare and contrast what the image or what the environment looks like today to that image. So very quickly, you can do a review of that area. You can do it yourself. So a lot of times when I go through this training, I actually encourage you to take as many pre and post pictures as you can, but annotate the picture in the position you were in. The second would be peer reviews. So this is non aggressive through managerial support. This is something that I truly encourage employees to do, to work with their friends and peers. So what we try and do is partner people up. So from a different department, you have someone come over, they take your image or they look at your area and they say, okay, what's your evaluation? Let's see your A3 form. What did you complete? And let's inspect it. So what we usually do is we have these annotated. Who inspected it by when? So it's a very simplistic chart that I put on the shop floor in an office environment. Who has inspected it on what day, and they initial it. That initial actually causes ownership. And that ownership is basically intel that they're going to do it correctly. If you don't have to initial it and your name doesn't connect to it, people sometimes just pencil whip it. They won't if their name is connected. The second was managerial reviews. I highly recommend managerial reviews, but going through training scenarios, a lot of times with employees, this can actually be quite tense. With this being said, the culture has to be set correctly, which is down the line here. But the managerial reviews I stress to have done in the beginning of the process once a week. So when the project is complete, the 5S is complete, the Kaizen is complete, that the managerial reviews that minimally about once a week. And the manager has its own individual line on that checkoff that they went through and inspected, they checked it. The fourth way is metrics. So as I go through metrics, metric development is probably the most important. It ties directly into the process improvement and continuous improvement. And the reason we started this change to begin with is stabilize a metric. The rule to any and all metrics that I can further teach you is don't build a metric that takes you too long a time. So my rule is 5 minutes a day or 30 minutes a week. If the metric you gather takes longer than that, the metric is invalid. You're spending more time collecting it than using it. The fifth way, and the most important way, is culture. Culture is by far the most important thing in any change or Kaizen event. If culture is not set properly before the event starts, then you are doomed to fail. So culture needs to be put in the beginning of the scenario, the middle of the scenario, support from the senior leadership team, managerial teams, your peer support, everyone backing it up and agreeing with the buy-in of the benefit of the change. I wanted to thank you today. I look at my clock. I'm over 5 minutes. My name is Kyle Cegelski. I am very happy to be considered for this role. Thank you.